Best bites forever.
Hey, what's up? I'm Chef Alicia, and today I'm giving you some delicious fall bruschetta ideas. If you're new here, welcome, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button. And if you're already one of my BBFs, what's up? I'm glad you stopped by. Now let's rock it out. The first thing that I need to do is make my crostinis. So to do that, I have sliced up some French bread and I'm now spraying it with olive oil. Then I'm going to flip each piece over and do the same thing to the other side. I'm using my little mister thing here, but you can also use a pastry brush or just sprinkle it on. Next, add some kosher salt to them, of course, because we want to season our bread. A little bit of freshly ground black pepper, and into the oven they go at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. After they cool, we're going to start building. For my first bruschetta, I am putting down some Brie cheese. I'm also going to put some apples on top of that. I am using Fuji, but you could use whatever kind that you want. After that, I'm putting down some dried apricots, which I have just sliced into nice little bite-sized slices, and then I'm going to add some almonds right on top. I bought these almonds already toasted, but if yours aren't, go ahead and toast them. For my next one, I have put down some mascarpone cheese, and now I'm putting down some dried cranberries along with some pecans. Again, you're going to want those pecans to be nice and toasted or roasted. The next thing that I'm putting down is some Asian pears. Again, you have an option here if you wanted to use, say, Granny Smith apples or Bosc pears or something like that. That would be totally fine. The next thing is going to be some maple syrup, and this is the time to get out that really good high-grade maple syrup if you happen to have access to it. It takes just a tiny little drizzle right over the top of those, and I am going to be coming back to those in a few minutes. For my next bruschetta, I am putting down some avocado slices. And if you wanted to, you could definitely kind of mash that avocado up into like a guacamole type of thing. Next, I am putting down some very thinly sliced prosciutto, and right on top of that, a perfectly fried egg, except for the fact that I went ahead and popped my yolk just a little bit, but that's okay because you're not going to be able to tell in just a second. My fried eggs are going down on top of that, and then I'm putting some basil chiffonade right on top, which is nice fresh basil cut into little ribbons. That's what chiffonade is if you don't already know. Back to the ones that I told you I was going back to, I decided to add a little bit of orange marmalade on top because it just screams fall to me and it is really nice on there. Moving right along, here I'm spreading some ricotta cheese on top of my next crostini. Give a nice thick layer of that ricotta because you're making this for you. Spoil yourself a little bit. The next thing that I'm going to put down is some roasted red peppers, and I did roast these myself, but you can also buy them at the store in jars. If you would like to learn how to roast your own, I will leave you a link down below. It is super easy. I also went ahead and put a little bit of orange marmalade on top of that one. That little bit of sweetness is a beautiful contrast on there, and some pine nuts also went down on top. Moving on to my next little bruschetta here, I have put down some more ricotta cheese, again a nice thick layer. I'm also putting down a layer of dates, and those are dried dates. They're not fresh. If you can't tell, they are definitely dried. Next, I'm putting down a little bit more of that orange marmalade. I guess I was kind of in an orange marmalade mood when I did this. Anyway, some pecans are also going down on that one, and it is all finished. Moving on to my last bruschetta flavor, and probably my very favorite one because it has all my favorite stuff. So a little bit of that mascarpone went down, along with some prosciutto, some fresh figs, which I love fresh figs. So I just quartered them and put them right on top. And then on top of that, I am putting some pistachios. And the last but not least ingredient is going to be some really nice balsamic vinegar. Again, this is the time to use your nice balsamic because we are not heating it up and losing all of those little subtle nuances that you pay all that money for. So your good balsamic, and I went ahead and hit my red pepper one with it because why not? And the last thing that I'm doing is drizzling a little bit of honey, and this happens to be a desert honey because that's where I live and I like to buy the local honey. It has a really nice flavor. To serve this, I'm putting it on top of a cutting board just to make it look pretty. So there it is. Leave a comment below and tell me what your favorite one is. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Bestbitesforever.com